This is why we got these teachers. We had to accept these teachers because we was wise enough to see a better way. And upon doing that, we took these teachers upon ourselves, and then we had to understand our lesson said, once you get these teachers, you have a job just like your father had a job to pass this knowledge on. So we know that today, if our wisdom builds, then we are doing what needs to be done, which is making things manifest. Allah's world manifests. And therefore the knowledge of the cipher will complete itself and carry on. So this is our duty, this is our job, this is incumbent upon us. We're not here to just hang out. We're not here to just shuck and jive. And we know that the only way to properly teach this knowledge is with a sober mind and a sober body. We know that being under the influence of disease and destruction, whether you call it drugs or alcohol, we know that that cannot help us in the long run. Listen, people will tell you, well, you can indulge in this and indulge in that, but we also know that if you overindulge and you overindulge in this and that, that is not helpful. For all of us that seek to want to deal with this and want to deal with that, use your intelligence. Your intelligence tells you when to S-T-O-B. Enough is enough. Stop trying to indulge in those things that cripple your ability to perform what you say you're here to perform. Stop fooling yourself. You understand? Because you're not fooling anyone else. Everyone else sees. If you blind yourself, then you is the fool. We understand that you can do this and you can do that. But what you do it with wisdom. Because you got the knowledge to know what? Better. My brothers and my sisters, I don't care if you're in New York or you're in California or across the waters. If the black seed, which is us, the original seed, don't got enough sense to save themselves, then that S in your alphabet do not apply to you. Because it tells you that you are your Savior. It tells you that you are yourself Savior. It tells you to stop waiting on someone else, because the 19th letter is knowledge born Savior. That means when the knowledge is born to you, you become the Savior, not someone else. Yes, so do your duty, do your job to yourself, so that you can get out here and teach this truth. Some people say, well, I don't talk a lot, I just show and prove. Well, if you just show and prove, show and prove. Because wisdom is your ways and actions, and also the words that come out of your mouth. And if your ways and actions is like that of a grafted germ, then what are you showing and proving but grafted germ ways and actions? You can't think anybody's going to attract to that. If they do, all they doing is attracted to that which holds them what down. Our lessons say not only power, but our lessons say refinement. We know refinement means to clean yourself up mentally. Some people say spiritually, and we also know physically. But all of this starts at home. So that means that number one is you. So if you're going to start anything, start with yourself before you try to tell somebody else clean themselves up. And when they look at you and they look at your wisdom, they see your ways and actions is contrary to the knowledge that you proclaim or you tell them. That is not the truth. You are falsifying, or what they say, perpetrating a fraud. Listen, we say that we are the 5%. Do you know the 5% is the greatest thing that exists on this planet? Do you know that it tells you that you are the poor, righteous teacher who does not believe in the teachings of your enemy? It tells you that you are all wise and that you are all righteous and that you know the truth. It tells you that your duty is to teach the truth to all the human families of the planet Earth. It tells you all these great things about yourself. If you don't desire to be that, then you desire to be a fool. And if you are that, then rise up to fulfill what you say and who you say you are. That's our job. That's our duty. It is incumbent upon us. Like I said, S stands for Savior.
Peace to God.
And the world knows, or we know, that we have to teach the world because the Savior exists within us. Today's mathematics, knowledge, add up to knowledge, add a cipher. So come back to knowledge all over again. So no matter which way you look at it, it comes back to what? Self. And it says in our enlightenment that the knowledge of the cipher is to enlighten you. So all we do is enlighten each other, and upon enlightening each other, we also enlighten the world. Because the world learns from the experiences that we teach them. Those experiences come from what? Ourselves. So we have to be a living example of what we talk about. We have to be a living example of what we say we are. Listen, there's people all over the world that are living examples of who and what they say they are. We are living in a world manifested by people who do and say what they are. They are totally about destroying only for the sake of themselves. They could care less about the masses of the people on the face of the planet Earth. That is why they deceive the people with the things that they are about. So if you know who they are and what they do, then what are you going to do? Are you going to remain a victim of circumstance? Are you going to remain a victim of their way of life? Or are you going to bring about the change that you say you are about? The change to help yourself, refine yourself, grow yourself, make yourself great. And therefore, when you open up your mouth and your ways and actions will bear witness and be about everything that you profess. The 5% are not ignorant. The 5% are not fools. The 5% are not drunks. The 5% are not alcoholics. The 5% are not dope dealers and dope pushers. The 5% are poor, righteous, poor, righteous, poor, righteous, 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 righteous teachers and people. So stop kidding yourself by doing contrary to what your lessons say you are. We have lost so many brothers and sisters out here, not only to COVID, but to the ignorance of their ways and actions. We have seen so many of our brothers and sisters fall because of the way of life that they choose to live. Yet they profess to live a righteous way of life, a wise way of life, and they do foolishness. And their foolishness has caught up to them and has put them six has put them down. Anything that cannot rise above 6 decays. If you don't rise above 6, you decay. 6 is the limit, because after 6 you get 7. That is the life. So by their ways and actions, they put themselves in 6. They say they 6 feet under, they 6 feet down. They can't get above the Earth's atmosphere. Therefore, they held down and they receive nothing but rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes in their life. they suffer because of what they do. Don't become a victim of the circumstances that you say you here to change. That you here to say that you are about bringing about a better way of life. Don't fall victim to the same thing that you say they are falling victim to, and refuse to look in the mirror and realize that you are falling victim to that same circumstance too. This is the brothers, the sisters, the gods, the earths, the kings and the queens. Hey, before you start talking about everybody else, check yourself out. Before you start talking about everybody else, check yourself out. Because talking loud and doing something different don't mesh. And that go for me, and that go for you, and that go for everybody in the sound of my voice. Whether you're in New York, or California, or Florida, or any one of these 50 states and beyond. When you talk about rising yourself up, let's do that. When you talk about teaching, let's do that. When we talk about wisdom, building, let's do that. Let's stop procrastinating. We got a hard job to do, but you make it a whole lot harder when you are not doing what you're supposed to do. You only make your job harder because now you're putting stumbling blocks in front of your own self. So don't be the fool that the lessons tell you, can you be? Yes, you can be if you choose to let yourself be. Today is a beautiful sunny day. That's because we put it in our mind to be that way. And now we got to make this sunny atmosphere generate throughout the cycle so that the world can see that we are here to bring about that change, starting with what? Self. Starting with us. Because justice means just us. And if you want justice, you better start with just us. And then go ahead and build on and make it great throughout this world, throughout this universe. Because like Allah said, it's up to the gods. That means you cannot sit at home and hope something else is going to make your life better. Take your destiny in your own hands. Take your life and your destiny in your own hands and do something great about it. Do something great about it. Because you are in control of your own destiny. Stop letting your enemy control your destiny. I'm going to end with this. You see what's happening out here. You see what's going on in this government. If y'all know anything about keeping up to date with what's going on. You see how this government is split and falling to pieces. You see how these people that say we are your leaders don't give a damn about you. The only thing they say is vote for me and I'll do something for you. But every time they get in office, they do something for themselves and couldn't give a damn about you. So you got a lot of people talking about, that's why I don't vote. The point is, if you don't get involved, you get what you get, because you ain't did nothing to help. The thing is to get out here and do something. If you gotta vote these people out, vote them out. If you sit on your hands and do nothing, then don't complain because you did nothing to help. That's why you gotta get involved in every aspect of your life. And people talk about politics don't do nothing to me. Politics make you take money out of your pocket every day. When you go to the store, politics take that money. When you put gas in your car, politics take that money. When your rent go up, politics take that money. When your children go to school, politics involved in all that. Everything that you do. And if you don't get involved in your destiny, don't cry the blues. Telling everybody, oh, something is wrong. Something is wrong because you don't do nothing about it. You sit back and let people control your destiny. Who's the real fool? because they know what they doing, but they looking at you and they saying you the fool, and they laughing behind your back. So stop letting yourself fall victim to that civilization, because when you don't get involved, you are a victim. When you don't get involved, you holding yourself what? Down. Ain't nobody else holding you down now. Allah freed us. So who's holding you down if it's not yourself? Huh? The devil got his hand on your neck. If he do, then raise his hand up off your neck by doing better, by raising yourself up and dealing with some justice, getting yourself some justice. 10, justice. 2 + 8, 10, justice. Bring about some justice, some freedom and equality for each and every one of us, man. Because we say that we are a brotherhood. We say that we are a nation. So we should want to do this as a nation. You start with yourself and you make your nation work, and you become a strong force to bring about a change out here. It tells you what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Well, you know what we're doing? A strong force. The power of your mind. And it ain't gonna happen unless you do it. It'll be done to you every time. Like the Italians say, I'ma do it to you every damn time. Because you're stupid enough to let me do it. You ain't got enough damn sense to do for yourself. Is that a shame? You damn right, that's a shame. And I've been knowledge in this for a long time. Decades of knowledge in this. I, self-Lord, Allah Master, refuse to allow the devil to give me the shaft every chance he gets. I learned better. And because I learned better, I'ma do better. And if you don't know how to do better, then learn how to do better. And when you learn how to do better, stop that nonsense, man. As a person and as a nation, because I'm not just talking to a person, I'm talking to the nation, man. This nation has to show and prove. And we got to stick together as one. We cannot be divided. Because you know when you divide it, you allow your enemy to come in and cause chaos. You have to be one. We cannot be bickering and fighting amongst ourselves. That is how your enemy rules you. You already know that. He tell you, if you divide them, you conquer them. If you divide them, you conquer them. You don't let yourself become divided. When you see that division coming, you stop it. If you got to step back and take a what? Chill pill. You step back and take a chill pill. Stop destroying yourself, because when you destroy yourself, all you're doing is destroying what you say you're about, and this nation don't need that. This is a unified block, a cipher that's complete. We cannot allow devilish men to come in and cause deception and corruption in our midst. And that's why we have to be unified as one. We say that we're a hood, a brotherhood, a sisterhood. That means that we come under one umbrella. We stick together. We all say that we 5%. Oh, we all say that. Well, ain't that a hood? Ain't that a brotherhood? Isn't that what we say? We all come under the same banner. So we can't divide ourselves. If we divide ourselves, what sense is in that? What are you going to get? You're going to get problems, dog. You're going to get nothing but problems. And we don't need problems. We're here to make solutions and start some solution with ourselves. Okay? Start some solution with ourselves. If you don't know how to unify, learn how to unify. Again, if you don't know how to unify, learn how to unify with your brother and your sister. We got it hard enough. population couldn't give a damn about what you're talking about. And the 10% of this population say one thing and one thing only. Keep it going, keep it going. As long as they don't do anything about it, keep it going. We got a winning thing going on here. If they don't do anything about it, keep it going. You know what they're gonna do. The question is not what are they gonna do. The question boils down to who.
Be right back.
What are you gonna do? Because you're the one that's gonna make the change. They already telling you what they're gonna do. They tell you, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. Now, what are you going to do? If you don't do anything, you keep getting the same old crap. And if you're tired of the same old crap, then what are you gonna do about it? Huh? A lot of y'all brothers is in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s. We got a lot of young people coming up behind us. I know a lot of y'all have heard this before. We got a lot of young brothers and sisters coming up behind us who are looking for a better way. If you don't show them a better way, they're going to fall victim to all of this stuff that we teach them not to fall victim to. So we have to be the show and prove. We got to be the show and prove. If we don't be the show and prove, somebody else is going to show and prove. And their show and prove ain't going to be for our benefit. Either you're going to rise up or you're going to fall what? Down. Today's mathematics again is about wisdom building. That means rising up so that you can destroy all that wickedness. Again, today's mathematics is about wisdom building. Building. You understand what it means to build? It means to construct. It means to bring things together. It means to bond. It means to become strong. That's what building is about. Today's mathematics tell you wisdom build. That means your ways, your actions, and everything you say you're about has to what? Build. To bring about a strong bond. And when you do that, you will see justice. If you don't do that, you don't get no justice. You get poverty, blood, sweat, and tears, homeless, nakedness, out of doors, out of your mind. Good. Because you ain't dealing in the right frame of mind. Build, God. Build, herbs. That's our mathematics. Wisdom, build. And the only way you're going to destroy the devil and their wicked ways and their wicked culture is to build. And again, unify. Unify. Unity. Brother, sisterhood. Togetherness. And stop fighting each other and acting like you're all the enemies when you say you're all the same. Because then you ain't nothing but a damn what? F-O-O-L. And if you're that, you'll fall for anything. Right or wrong? I'm pretty sure I'm right. If I ain't right, then I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And believe you me, I done been checking this out, and I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Because anybody with common sense will tell you the exact same thing. Anybody get up here and tell you anything that's not that, they are lying to you. Their job is to deceive you. Their job is to hold you back. Don't let nobody get up here and try to tell you nonsense. Because then they don't understand the unity of the nation. Their job is to stick a what? Pin. To destroy the air light. Who is the air light? You are the air light. Their job is to destroy you by sticking a pin in your what? Head. Wisdom build or destroy. That's your lesson. And to deceive the people so they will believe something else is going to come save them. when you got to realize, take that pin out your head and save yourself. Peace.
Peace.
My name is God Love, y'all. Glad to hear you. Most of the faces here. So, let's have one.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely, I agree. But this is going to come down. I've seen this to the stakeholders. You want a stakeholder? Anyone who has a stake in something. See, we can have this parliament. No disrespect. We come back to the bone now. All these seats from here back. Right? One thing people need to understand that this is not church. Because you came, you wasn't absolved of your sins. Right? When we come here like the God said, we come to build. But what I found is all these seats from here back is only going to be a handful who's going to actually put their hands in the soil. Because here's what's going to happen. Stay in the room up to, my man Lord Will said it. You know, I'm a Jew thief, so I take from each one. And, you know, this ain't a popularity contest. I'm not up here trying to scream who screams the loudest. We here to make the wisdom what? Big. Wisdom is the application. Actually, wisdom is the way. The reason why we say we utilize the speech is due to, right? It's the main object of communication. But not the young one. Right? Now, when I say stakeholder, I mean people who put it in. I'm looking at these faces right here. I'm looking at the stakeholders. These are people that normally come. These are people, when you ask and he's the call to do something, they hear. I got the nail, I got the hammer. That's what I'm talking about. I'm holding it down with Universal Justice. Yeah, Universal Justice, right. And brothers like him and Father Bouchon them held us down. The ideas came up, everybody huddled with him and other people like him. Right? But when it came time to do the job, he was nowhere around. Nowhere around. Stay in the room only. Let me explain something to you, man. I don't have to be there. I walk with the law each and every day. But history best record, he did it by himself. First he came into realization of who he was independently, and then empowered us to what? To be who we are, the gods of the earth. But he didn't empower us just, right, just to talk, to put it in. We got to school not because how swift Allah spoke. They see this what? Work. They came to him. What do you want? They asked him all. I need a school for my children. Then the doers who he taught, they started building peace workers. Other but understanding in the back, born justice. I'm not saying I didn't call your name. I'm looking at the people here, Professor. A whole lot of people. My brother Justice Hakim. Right? I'm looking at the stakeholders, those that's here. That's who I talk to. God, why do you call it? A brother asked me during the pandemic. He said, during the pandemic, listen to this one. He said, the nation asked me, a lot of justice, going black. No. Oh, wait. Peace. Right? They asked us, he embraced, you know, so, they asked us, the nation asked for the school to be closed. Because the nation edict was everything had to be closed. You know, exception. Big, somebody on it, yeah, I'm doing this too. Yeah, so hold this, God, hold it. Yeah, I'm promised. I don't want to interruptions, right? So God asked me. We came to the stakeholders, y'all, the face I'm looking at now. and those that put it in. Said, God, we're gonna close the school because of the pandemic. You know, we open the school for the children. It's about the safety of these children, right? And so when we closed it, we had the peanut gallery come. Those that come to church, that think I come to a parliament, that I'm absolved of my sins. They asked us, why you closed the school? I'm glad they asked me. I got no problem telling you how stupid that sounds. Microscopically, there's a virus in the atmosphere that's impacting everyone. I care nothing about your conspiracy theory. It is about the safety of this nation. And your best thinking was to come to me and those that are at that school, not you that lives in the comfort of your home. Why did we come to listen, why didn't we come and hold a cipher in the yard with no mask so we can discuss should the school be closed? I said, you smoking some new drug here. Yeah, man. I care nothing about a book you read. Yeah, come on, my man. The black man is God, the white man is the devil. We understand that. We understand tell us what and how the devil is made. But first and foremost, it is about the safety and security of my nation. No, I didn't go to the peanut gallery to stand in the moment. I went to the doer of the word, not the hearer and the listener. That's who I went to. Now, why am I speaking this manner? Because when you put work in, it must be in the background. So I'm not going to put it in that.
Peace, bro.
So,
Good to see you, man. How you doing?
good.
Good to see you.
I'm
doing every time, like, you know.
That we all,
congratulations.
The God said, who was saying, we need to put the work in. Right? Yeah, we need to, wherever that's coming from. Yeah, so anyway.